Pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Stadium in Houston. Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. On first down, it's Watson. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Xavier Woods with a pick. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. So after the INT, here's Wentz. That's caught by his tight end, Kylen Granson. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy at his size can't really hide it. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Going to give this to Taylor. Right around the 26. Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolute phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook.
And this throw will be intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Texans are going to have it here just past the 25. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are, positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What from the offense you believe will be successful? Fine hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
On first down, Watson. And his throw is incomplete. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Credit the sack to the Oregon Duck, DeForest Buckner. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. 5-3 their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're he's got it at the 15. Touchdown Indianapolis. I tell you, when Carson Wentz can really step into one and get that 6'5" frame behind it, he can really launch it. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a 1st or a 2nd seed come playoff time.
On 1st and 10, Watson. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And that last throw right there putting him already over 3,000 passing yards now for the campaign.
And given where we are in the season, Brandon, you have to think to yourself, if he stays healthy, I think 4,000's a given. I think 5,000 is not out of the question if he stays hot.
Watson's throw taken in there by Cooks. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown Texans. Brandon Cooks with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, let's see if the defense, you know they're ready. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jonathan Grenard in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So still 14 yards to go. 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz. Throw going to be caught left side here by Granson. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
A 28-yard line. And the Colts first down.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts. Two teams all tied after one. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Wentz going to throw. They'll roll him out right, and he'll get nothing out of that one. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. Looking for Campbell downfield. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Colts have taken the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
On second down now, it's Carter. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. The linebacker Darius Leonard applied the heat.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now a give to Taylor. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Push him back. Push him back. Switch. Switch.
82. Now Wentz. And it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it. And the Texans are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. But when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
First down at the 42-yard line.
Let's go. 58, boys. 58. 58 is Mike. Gotta do better. Come on, QB. Come on. 58 is Mike. 58. 58 is Mike.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. It fights him off, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Shotgun snap and a give to Carter. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. I got one. Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
They'll run with Carter. And now Carter going to be stopped up short. He did not get there. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Touchdown! Brevin Jordan, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game.
Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking. Wentz is intercepted yet again. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Rodgers on the return. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Now Wentz to try again after the pick 6. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give him another shot here in the first half. If you don't pick up...
Shedding the tackler that gives him some room. And now off to the races down the right side.
You know what? Why don't you just
Touchdown, Indianapolis. So there, Charles, I mean, a situation where it didn't matter how far he had to run, he was not going to be denied, and he winds up taking this all the way to the end zone.
And the thing that stood out to me was his ability to continue through the initial contact. How many times do we see runners get slowed up and not get what they can on a run because of that first contact? But he kept the compass pointing in the right direction, kept the legs churning, and turned this into a huge play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
He's letting it fly for Cooks. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Julian Blackmon. And the Colts are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Yeah, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it, but it's because I believe in you guys.
Meanwhile, Wentz's throw into the hands of Pittman here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Blankenship's kick is good. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
Yeah, Coach, certainly no shortage of action in those first two quarters. Definitely got to work on my touchdown calls, so we'll see how much voice I have left for the second half here. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Deshaun Hand able to record his 5th sack of the season. And now after the sack, Winston, the Colts, they're left looking at a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a first down throw, Watson. His throw incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing again is Watson. Escaping the... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Kwity Paye able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. Off of play action, it's Watson. It's caught left side by Cooks. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
For the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Carter. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Second down and goal. Watson eluding the pressure right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a good decision there. He was looking, and he was looking, but the coverage was excellent. Nice job to get rid of it and try and find something better on 3rd and goal. He didn't let that clock accelerate and force him into an error.
58 is it. 58, come on. Oh, you got these?
They'll try to run for it with Carter. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Michael Carter, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans have retaken the lead. The extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Rodgers to return. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 108 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Colts are once again going to retake the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taking it about the 1. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now, it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
3rd and 2, Watson. Open man here is Conklin. And they can't bring him down. Touchdown, Houston. I tell you, for a defender, that's got to be a scary sight, seeing a big man like this with a head of steam behind him as he makes that catch and then turns upfield.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field. But to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And Wentz going to slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jimmy Moreland. And the Texans are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, that's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Texans. Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there. Extra point by Nagar is up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you would.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play there for Indy.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Oh, he bowls over him. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, his second touchdown of the night. And the Colts are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. So up comes Wentz as he and the guys on offense here will go for 2. Wentz going to look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Faking the give. Now Watson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. He's got a man complete. And all the way down to the 37. A huge play there for Houston. Back now in Houston. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Here's Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Watson, off play action. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. DeForest Buckner able to record his 5th sack of the season.
But enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Third and long. It's Watson. Flushed out right. This is caught. It's Cooks. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 19.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Well, listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit, because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Watson looks to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. Touchdown! Tyler Conklin. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Rodgers on the return. And able to get this out to the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Steps away to his left. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
So in this case, you'd think the defense would be collapsing to the left side of the field, and they forced him to his left. So he just tucked it away and picked up some yardage.
Wentz now on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Alley Cox. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks. And they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Wentz. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 14 on the year. And the Colts have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go. Let's get there. 58's the money. 58's the money. Oh, here we go.
To throw is Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Throws right side, and that's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So the ball moves from 138 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Marquise Goodwin. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here's Rodgers to return. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Flush to his right. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now Wentz. Flushed out right. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Escaping the pressure right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. To throw is Wentz. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So a field goal gets you back within a score, but they're going to go for the bigger chunk here. Kicking team on the sidelines. Offense on for 4th down. Now Wentz. Got to have this one. Eluding, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And this Texans defense stands tall. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Watson now to throw. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. A gain of 6 there on first. Throwing now, Watson. And his throw is going to be incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Now it's Watson. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he's on to punt for Houston. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
Yeah, we'll see if they go back to base. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. One final try now for Wentz. Looking for Campbell downfield. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Texans come up with a late turnover. But it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, Ken.